Chapter 9. In the still of the night, while lying in bed, I took out my prayer journal and poured out my heart to God. I told him my fear of having my heart broken again, questioned if inviting Roberto to dinner and all that it implied was the right thing to do, something I should have done before I issued the invitation, and asked for his guidance. Once done, I felt at peace and had the inner assurance that as long as I did things his way, he would keep me. Again, I was reminded there was no hurt he couldn't heal, and if I got off course with his plan for my life, he was more than capable of getting me back on track. As for this budding relationship with Roberto, he was suspiciously quiet. There was no definite sense of, yes, this is my will for you. No reassurances I'd done the right thing. I was just going to have to play it by ear and pray every step of the way while doing so. Saturday, my first thoughts upon waking were of Roberto and the night before. I halted before I could dwell too deeply, grabbed my Bible, and did my morning devotions. If I didn't steal a few minutes at the beginning of each day to spend with God, chances were I wouldn't get the opportunity, or be too tired later to do so. My day was busy as usual. There was the shopping for groceries, laundry to be washed and put away, and yard work to be done. I'd recently begun taking a beginner's ballet class on Saturday mornings, partly to get in shape, but mostly because I thought the lyrical-styled worship dance was beautiful and wanted to learn how to do it. Our church had a dance ministry, and if I ever got over my fear of performing in front of people, I'd join and put what I was being taught to good use. All day long as I ran around doing this and that, my mind tried to analyze Roberto's every word and action. I wouldn't let it. Every time my thoughts drifted to him, I'd yank them away. A long time ago, I'd learned an important secret about women in general and myself in particular. The way to a woman's heart is through her mind. We women think ourselves into and out of love. Everything the man did or said is replayed over and over again and again, sometimes adding deep meaning where none was intended, while the man went blithely about his business, many times not giving us another thought. I wasn't going to fall into that trap this time. It was what it was. I wasn't going to sit there and wonder why Roberto had said this or search for hidden meanings. I would take each day as it came. If he called, he did. If he didn't, well, I had plenty of things to keep me busy. I reminded myself no man showed their nature when they were involved in the chase. It was something I called the Jekyll-Hyde syndrome. The front men put on leading a woman to believe they were all they pretended to be until a woman was well and truly caught. Then their genuine selves appeared, and women are left floundering. We excuse their bad behavior as them just having a bad day, an off moment, and let it go. Then it happens again and again, increasing in frequency, and we're confused, wondering what happened to the sweet, kind, and considerate man we fell in love with, patiently waiting for the real him to reappear, not realizing this one is real and the other is the lie. I learned my lesson the hard way. Right or wrong, fair to Roberto or not, I wasn't taking anything he did or said at face value. Time would reveal all truths, and until then, I was reserving judgment. In Proverbs, God warns us to guard our hearts with all diligence, and I determined that until the time was right, mine was going to be locked up tighter than Fort Knox, where the U.S. gold treasury was stored. After all, my heart was just as valuable, if not more. Roberto's call came that evening as I reclined on the bed in my room, relaxing with a book. "Hello. How was your day?" "Fine." It's amazing. In the course of our knowing each other, Roberto and I have had numerous phone conversations. They mostly concern church business, but had the occasional personal bit thrown in as well, and I'd never had a problem talking with him. now that we were dating, I found myself tongue-tied. I really enjoyed myself last night, Roberto said. I flipped the book over to mark my place, readjusted myself on the pillow, and admitted, it was nice. So, when are we going to do it again? Caught off guard, I didn't know what to say. How about I pick up pizza and bring it over Friday night? That is, if you don't have any other plans. Okay, I answered, voice a bit faint. There was a slight pause before Roberto asked, Nina, did I catch you at a bad time? No. Why? You're not saying much. You're usually more talkative than this. I feel like I'm interrupting. I could hear the frown in his voice and hurried to reassure him. Roberto, I'm sorry. This is really... I'm not sure. I took a deep, steadying breath. It's awkward. I'm off balance and don't really know what to say. I confessed in a rush, trying to get the words said before I chickened out. I'm still me, and you're still you. We're friends, aren't we? He asked in a quiet voice. I thought about it. Friend is not a word I used lightly. I have many acquaintances and people I'm comfortable around, but I really wouldn't call them my friends. To me, a friend is someone who has stood the test of time, one I can depend on in a crisis, someone I know my secrets are safe with, and they have the same trust and confidence in me. So while I was friendly with many, I considered few my friend. Maybe I spoke hastily. I thought we were friends at the very minimum. His words interrupted my thoughts, and I realized he sounded a bit hurt. I was thinking, you're my brother in Christ, a fellow member of House of Prayer, and someone I'm friendly with. I trust you with my children, but I can't say I know you well enough to consider you my friend. Then I proceeded to explain what I considered a friend to be. When I finished, he said, Thank you. Puzzled, I asked, For what? For giving me a goal to work towards. I knew you were guarded, but I didn't realize how much. I'm beginning to understand, no matter how long we've been acquainted, I've barely touched the surface of who you are. He explained. I think that's true of most people. We all have different aspects of ourselves we reveal, depending upon who we're dealing with. That's why we're one way at church, another at work, still another at school or in the community, and completely different at home with our family, I mused. So, you're saying we pretend? He seemed troubled by my analysis. I don't think it's pretense. It's all us, only different sides of our character. We instinctively respond to the expectations and, in some cases, the limitations people place on us. For instance, in order to keep my job, they expected me to behave in a certain manner. Their rules govern how I interact with my fellow coworkers and management. It's the same thing in church. As Sister Wallace, I'm expected to behave a certain way. At home, I'm free to be myself. My kids see all of me, the good, bad, and the ugly. That's what I want, Roberto stated, his voice suddenly intent. What? I want to know you like your family does, to be closer than an acquaintance and more intimate than a friend. Did he realize what he was saying? The closeness he was asking for was usually something granted only to family and lovers. My breath caught and mentally I withdrew. I'm not sure. I don't mean right this instant, Nina, he interrupted. I know you have a lot of walls, but I'm putting you on notice. One by one, with the help of God, I plan on knocking them down. His boldly stated intent left me speechless. It's getting late, and I still need to prepare for service tomorrow. Get back to your reading. I'll see you tomorrow in church, Roberto said. I made some type of sound that he must have taken as goodbye. He hung up, and slowly, I did the same. Part of me was relieved. The other part was miffed. I didn't want Roberto breaking through my walls. Those walls, as he called them, served a purpose, a very important one. They kept me from getting hurt. Every time I let a man in, he hurt and disappointed me, and the walls came up thicker than before. At this point, I honestly didn't think I had it in me to let anyone else inside. I'd waited all day for this. Troubled, I went back to my romance novel. At least there, I was guaranteed a happy ending.